So I guess that this is their mansion. This is Barcode Mansion, I guess. I am on Hanur. This is a lot of statues. It's a little hard to get around. We'll just stand on top of one of these. There we go. Not the only mansion. I'm not sure who I should be directing the questions to, or if I should just direct them to everyone. If I should direct them to White, or if I should direct them to everyone in their group as a whole. The statues are really cool. There's so many of them on the ground. Yes. Get them in a Discord. Nah, I'll just do it over text. It's much more entertaining. So how did Barcode get started, and when did it get started? Oh wow, Yinsteer has fallen into a state of war. That's surprising. Rob strikes a pose. Let's do this. This is much more cinematic. So the idea of Barcode started before merges, when we knew Khalil and Enoch were being merged together. So the plan was basically... Oh, whoops. Unsay. So the plan was basically... East dominated servers. Enoch was East dominated before merge? So Aya owned 4 castles on Enoch before merge. They owned all 4 castles. So apparently, Enoch and Khalil were both East-dominated guilds, or sorry, servers. Excuse me. So Barcode was formed kind of as a result of that. So I'm guessing Barcode was mostly West guilds that came together. Coast Guard, Squad Tier, which were both West, and then Valkyrie and Z, which were both East, or XI, all merged together to form Barcode. So you all decided to merge So basically, it was 4 guilds and then a 5th join later that all merged together at merge to pirate, so that way they could get good fights regardless of what side brought them to the table. We fought against each other for months. We knew who the good players were. So the merge came around, and what happened? Did you guys immediately mesh well and start dominating the seas? Daddy, oh my lord. Shalaquander's shirt is probably one of the greatest things ever made. We didn't dominate anything at first, says White. So hard to get a good spot. There we go. Iowa's a big powerhouse. So I take it you guys started to do better as I That cat does have a hat. That is true. The cat behind White has the dankest hat. Look at that fucking hat. That's adorable. It's a pirate. It's a pirate cat. All right. Well, I just realized that they are all pledging their sword to, I suppose, White. This is, wow. Alright, this is quite a scene. I didn't even realize. That's amazing. Just absolutely beautiful. Wonderful. So then IS started to lose on pretty much all fronts except Red Dragon, which is obviously difficult. So they allied with Relentless and started bringing in heavy numbers. Basically, attempting... Well, this is truly beautiful. ECM is evening it out. So it's 3 on each side. For things like contesting Anthelon, it did work, apparently. But I take it world events, Jazz, Ghost Ship, Abyss, etc. So, I and Relentless did night ghost ships, while Barcode did day ones. So they didn't really contest each other much at least at Ghost Ship. So what happened after the Aya Relentless? So what happened after the Aya Relentless drama? What happened then? they stopped doing anything. We'd find them at ghost ships killing each other. Wow. So they kill them all and take... We just kill them all and take all the packs. When did that drama start out? How long ago? Don't know. Valentine's Day, says ECM. I hope they kiss and make up soon. You need to watch some more Louis Theroux. Theroux. Before this happens again. The pile of loot. They broke up on Valentine's Day. Bible thump. Aya thought Relentless was just a mindless Zerg, so they butted heads. And now Aya and Relentless are at each other's throats. Bringing more members, they wanted more of the loot, says ECM, which makes some sense. But Aya, I'm assuming, still wanted to just continue doing a 50-50 split. Which, so now without Aya, Relentless contesting, wow. It wasn't a 50-50 split? 1/3 went to Relentless. Oh, that's interesting. Aya got 70% of the loot, so it was actually more of a 2/3 split, and Aya... Interesting. So Aya was actually taking 2/3 of the loot, even though they were bringing less people than Relentless. And as a result, they got... Relentless got a little upset, thinking that they deserved more of the pie. Which, you know, makes sense on paper, I suppose, to them. Feeling that they deserved more of it. At least I would probably assume at least 50%. Obviously, I can't comment unless Relentless comes out and says so one way or the other. Relentless also didn't get to have any dessert. Their strategy is to try to bore us to death, says White. They just up and run. Rigel comes back and he's just so confused. Wow. So, looks like Aya, and I suppose Relentless as well, they come and then they fight, they get wiped once or twice, and then they just leave. According to White, Relentless brought in 70 people to make us their Bix, as Evil Incarnate said, and they got wiped repeatedly by 30 people. So they... What's 33% of nothing? Ha ha! When is Barcode coming to Cryos? Why do we go to Cryos? We're coming to Taeyang after this. Yeah. Relentless is extremely unorganized to the point where their voice comms are filled with fluff and useless info. So they just have raid leaders who have no idea what's actually going on, and as a result get smushed. And White says yes to that. Do you think it's going to change, at least in Relentless's case? Do you think they have it in them to have better leadership? White says, I fucking hope so. Rob says, we all hope so. Okay, I'm going back to East, says White. Barcode comms are most of the time calm and understandable. I love this propaganda journalism. This isn't a propaganda piece. I'm just asking them simple questions. Or they just don't say anything. It's okay, I'll apply for Relentless when I go back east. Are you saying you're taking drought donations? And if Relentless funds... White is now, I believe, saying live on camera. Oh, no, never mind. He doesn't accept donations. But he will take droughts and lead you, Relentless. Only the Rona bakes an East faction. I'll just ask them if they have any plans on leaving and going to Cryos. Still waiting for an answer on that one. Cryos is just a big ball of Zerg. Either you bring 2 raids or you get smothered. It's just who has more numbers, who has better geared revenants. Could be fun for like a week, but giant Zerg fights aren't very fun, he says. Curios, Cryos, whatever, man. Curios. Alright. Curios. Every time someone pronounces Curiosus Cryos, it kills me a little. It's a new tactic and it's not very hard to replicate, says White. Oh, it's not a new tactic and it's not very hard to replicate. So, you'd rather be able to take, say, 30 people to a raid. That feel when Hitler perfected the Zerg rush. You got a good point there. Six pool forehead. Dear Lord. Manure. Hanure. Zerg fights are fun every now and then, but being forced to fight in a giant raid if you want any sort of PvP is tiresome. Uh-oh. Shit. Zerg's on Kyrios. Kyrios. You either get caught in the middle or you catch everyone in the middle. You're supposed to spec certain classes or you get wiped. Are you happy with the level of competition on the server, or do you want more? White says more is always better. The West has been stepping up, which is nice. But now we've lost the East. East pretty much doesn't do anything now, says ECM. Mostly. So they are mostly fighting with the West now, with the East not really fighting much. Boxers or briefs. Every now and then we'll see the East and get excited, only for them to leave after one wipe. They left DGS this morning when they saw one person. Jesus. Well, they know more will show up if they try. So why bother trying? We're just gonna lose anyway. Mope, mope, mope. Ooh, those are some shots fired in Aya's direction. People are so afraid of losing in the East that they don't bother trying, says White. Basically, he's saying that people in the East would rather just not even try than try and lose. Even though all that Barcode wants is good fights. They don't really care so much about winning, they just want to actually have a good fight. Sounds to me like even if they lost their fight, they would still be happy. Because it would be a good fight. Oh dear. Well, that mount just got dunked. The Eastern philosophy is to choke us out of the game by denying us PvP because they know that's what we enjoy most. So you think they're basically using the ideology of bullying, don't even entertain the idea of fighting, and you'll get bored and leave. In regards to the Eastern players, in regards to Barcode. Basically seeing Barcodes as a bully and not even entertaining the notion of fighting them. Something like that. They just want their easy, uncontested PvE content. It's been that way since we adapted to and learned to counter ayahuasca's PvP doctrine. They were so hyped when they thought we were transferring off. Forget all this East China drama. We all came here for Varian nudes. Sorry, I can't give you that content. Announcing that we were transferring to Taiying to get our roleplay on. The server would be on farm and boring if we left. So they said jokingly, well, seriously, but as a troll, that they were going to leave and go to Taiying to get their roleplay on. ECM basically said that if they left, all the guilds would have this server on farm and that it would be boring as hell. Which, I mean, from what I've seen, I'm inclined to agree. It just seems like the server would have basically no competition. East would get whatever the hell they wanted done. West would get whatever the hell they could get done, and there would not really be any fighting. From what I've seen, anyways. There's something else I wanted to ask. Oh. I was going to ask if they're usually around a fight, or... That's kind of a silly question, though. It's not really relevant. Here's a good one. She might have some. She was leading him on for a while. Oh, oh, variant nudes. Yeah, there you go. Go ask that person. Ugh. I'm curious how much gold that they make a week. I'd have to add everything up. Our biggest moneymaker is Friedrich Gold Trader. So they run packs to Friedrich whenever the Gold Trader is up. If I had to guess, I'd say 80 to 100k, not including the Gold Trader. So FPS thinks that they make about 180 to 100,000 gold, not including the Gold Trader. And then they make, White says that they make, in the first week, they made 175,000 gold just from the Gold Trader alone. We don't do that for guild funds. ID to 100,000 per week is about right. We aren't exactly diligent in doing GGS on spawn sometimes. I guess they underestimated just how much we made from the event. White says that they've had the Gold Trader on farm since Honora started. Apparently. So they basically have had very, very, very little congestion from the east and the west. Even though they want it, nobody shows up. Hey, Mick. Archery feels bad, man. Yeah. Oh well. I'm gonna ask if they have any like closing statements or anything they want to say. Tell that turd in your chat to transfer here. Oh, yeah, tell that turd in your chat to transfer here. Time Machine 420 Blaze It. Barcode has officially called you and your guild out to transfer here to Hanur and contest them. They said that they will shit on you and any of your friends that have the balls to follow you, basically. Apparently. Please, says ECM. So what about setting something up like one day I can follow you guys around and see what sort of shenanigans Don't think he really wants that. Man up. Do it. Do it, faggot, as he says. Oh, no, sorry. He called you a turd. That's a much better insult. Oh, please. Twitch chat keyboard warriors aren't very threatening. For those of you watching live at home, Time Machine 420 Blaze It is currently at the studio saying that Barcode ain't shit, basically. And that the reason Barcode didn't transfer to... how do you say it again? Creosote oil? I think I'm just going to keep calling it Cryos, because fuck everyone. That they didn't transfer because they can't compete with the other high-level guilds, basically. So... Kirio. God, that's so weird. Kyrios. Whatever, man. That's a weird name. That's strange. That's not a language that I know natively, so therefore it's weird. I think the only guild we'd be hard-pressed to match is Disaster, says Warhead. From what I've seen out of Kyrios, that is correct, in my opinion. But that's because Disaster is like super fucking geared, very well organized, and they have lots of numbers, and they just love PvPing from what I've seen. Kyrios is a fucking war zone, which, you know, they went there for that exactly, for that war zone. I guess they've been having a great time doing it. I don't think I have anything else to say. Oh, he's from Disaster. Well, then come over. Make PvP over here on this server interesting. Make PvP interesting again. Oh god, Lorona, please. Okay. Pretty doable, I think, says ECM. Wonderful. Just come get me one day when you guys have fun plans. Why sit in Barcode Mansion when you could wipe West and DS? Because that just doesn't sound fun. There's apparently PvP going on. Server maintenance days are usually our busiest. We were about to go do ghost ships before Mist Marrow. What is that? Who's opening a portal? Ah. Farm up while you can. Looking forward to when you transfer off laters. Alright, we're apparently going. Let's go. We're off to Diamond Shores to